Everything's working correctly. Takes a bit for it to do what it's supposed to do. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Office Alley. I am your host, Mr. Frederick Beatty, and I want to welcome you guys to another broadcast. First of all, thank you guys for tuning in to us and watching us. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you guys are right here, rocking out with us, and I most definitely appreciate that. Most definitely want you guys to continue to follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our website, www.trailblazersradio.net, and make sure you tapped into us, and make sure you're following all of our hosts. Quentin Jones, Coco Fenton, Latanya Harris Gooden. Make sure you've tapping in with us as well, because we got some great content coming for you guys down the pike, man. And 2023 is going to be a great year for us. So make sure you stay tapped into us with that. But and also the song you just heard, that song, that is our theme, that is our theme music, that is our intro, that is everything. That was produced by my cousin Nubia, who's a great producer, great track maker. So make sure you guys check her out on her social media on Instagram at Nubia Niles. Man, she's got some great music, guys. Now that all that's out of the way, I want to introduce you to the person that I had, the person of the hour that I have tonight. This young lady right here needs no introduction, but I'm going to give her the best one that I know that I can. I met this young lady in a clubhouse room with Miss Annette Williams. We had a nice discussion about her book, and we talked a little bit about her writing journey a little bit, and we're going to talk about that tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Miss Sharon Rand to the Author's Alley. Hello, Miss Rand. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mr. Bailey?
Doing well, thank you. Doing well, thank you. Glad I am appreciative that you're taking your time out of a Friday night to be here with us. So I do appreciate that. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. It's an honor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you by honoring us by being here. So I appreciate that. So I want to go ahead and jump into this right away, just to kind of number one, be respectful of your time and things of that nature. So for you, when did the love of writing begin for you? Was it during your younger years or teenage years, or what, or did it develop as an adult?
It developed as an adult. I remember writing little poems and things for school, but the writing developed as an adult. I started journaling and just writing down my experiences of what my book talks about. And that's how I became, this is my first book, self published. And it all started like 20 years ago, about 20 years ago.
Wow, 20 year journey that culminated into this.
Yes.
Now, well, now you're writing it. Was it now? Was you inspired by any particular author, or was it just something that you really want to do?
It was inspired by life experiences. I would get upset about things, or get distraught or excited, or different things would happen in my life, and I would just write it down in journals. And um, someone, Dr. Annette West, who how we got introduced, said, "Put all that in a book. Put it in a book." So I gathered all my journals together and worked with her, and we came up with God Whispers to the Preacher's Wife.
And then you also said you're self-published. So, and this is your
Yes.
first book as a self-published author. How does
First,
it feel? How does it feel to have so,
it's exciting. It's
yes,
exciting. It's
good.
really exciting because this is not something that I planned or I dreamed of 6 months ago. This happened all in 6 months. A 20-year cumulative notes and journaling all came to fruition in 6 months. I was led by Dr. West, and she taught me how to get everything together, where to put it, make sure I had all my numbers together. And it just became so exciting because I saw the finish line. Finally, I'll accomplish something. And I'm the second author in my family, but it's my first. So I'm excited about that.
Wow. So I could tell the excitement in your voice would,
Yes.
and I'm pretty sure the excitement even got you were even more excited when you finally saw the completed product in your hand.
Yes, yes. Let me just grab it right quick.
Man, it feels
And
good to have the completed product in your
it
hand, isn't it?
does. It does. I felt excited when I got the box of books. You order the ones to sell, and I didn't open it for about 3 days because I was so excited that I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And so I finally opened it. I had a book signing. I had a book launch. All of this in 6 months.
Wow. You had your first book signing. How was that experience for you?
It was great. I felt like I was on the red carpet. I felt special, and my family joined in. And I think the most exciting part of that day is my husband came in and said, "So what are you going to wear?" I said, "I don't know." And here he comes with this brand new dress. So I felt like I was on the red carpet, that I had an accomplishment. My sisters did all the decorations and put up my posters and laid everything out. And I just had to walk in and sit down
That's it.
and
That's,
sign the books. Hmm.
that's it. Have a small conversation with everybody that comes
Yes.
to the
Hmm.
table.
That was it.
Wow. So your first book signing was a success. Now you
Yes.
now now you have the published book in your hand and things
Hmm.
of that nature. And now that you have the product in your hand,
Yes.
you know
Hmm.
what does that motivate you to kind of to write something else, or you're gonna ride this wave out for a bit.
Right. I'm a ride this for a little while because um, I have more journals that I can pull together and make a series out of. God Whispers, because He whispers forgiveness, He whispers different things. And so I might do that. And I made I have cups and journals and some other swag to go with my book. So,
Oh,
um,
you
yes,
ready?
I copied off somebody else's paper. I saw what
Hey,
they were doing, and I said, I can do that. I can do that. You just have to ask for help, or you got to do your homework. You got to do some research.
hey, I
You got to
mean,
do some research.
it doesn't. Hey, you can copy somebody's blueprint and make it your own.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that
No.
at all.
Mm-mm.
So, now we talked a little bit about, your writing journey, now that your book is out and things of that nature, and how excited and proud you are to be an author, to have your
Yes.
book out and have people just respond to it. And
Yes.
actually, how has the response been?
The response has been good. I have a website that someone helped me create. Well, I started it and then I got a professional to help me. And so the book is on my website. It's www.pulpitwife.com. And you can order the books on my website. You can order it on Amazon, and it's also an ebook. So
Oh,
I've been
wow.
moving, I've been pressing. When somebody mentions something about the book, or you could do this or you could do that, I go for it. I make financial decisions that can help me, market it. But yes, I'm
Wow.
going to ride this one out and put together my website, and you could also buy it straight from me. So it's been good. I ordered a certain amount of books that they say that an author's first book will only sell maybe 250 copies, and that's with a publisher, not just a
Right.
self-publisher. So I
Right.
said, well, if I order half of that amount, I'll be at half as successful.
There
So
you go.
I
There you
ordered
go.
that amount, and I've already sold half of them.
See,
And I dropped the book. Let me see, no, December 1st, and I
first of
sold
December.
half of my books. Yeah. Hmm.
So somebody might have a couple of people may have ordered it for a Christmas present then.
Yes. And yeah, and people are asking about it now because they want to give it to their first ladies, their members in their church, women who want to be preachers' wives. And so, and some people just want it because the story is being told and no one else is telling the story. They talk about the negative side of being, involved in the church
Yes.
or that, but my book is not about the negative side. It's about my conversations with God and Him talking to me the way I talk, nothing special, no eloquent words. Is that I was concerned about being a preacher's wife. I didn't want to be in the beginning,
Right.
but I had to walk it out. So my book talks about my journey through that. And I've
Wow.
been married 31 years, and my husband's been a preacher for 23 years, I think. 23.
23 of those 31, huh?
Yes.
Congratulations.
We just made 31 a month ago. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So I got a lot going on.
I see. I see. I see. So now the one now I have interviewed, Christian authors here on this platform. And there's a there's a particular knock that I know that I normally hear,
Hmm.
not from them, but from other people, from people who are interested in wanting to read what they have. And
Hmm.
there's all the knock that I always hear is that, well, it may not be interesting or it may not be compelling enough. And in my experience, especially from the authors that I've interviewed and the material that I read from them, it's
Hmm.
always been very interesting.
Hmm.
Now, the one question that I want to ask you now, you said your book was nothing negative
No,
at all.
no negativity. I didn't bash the church. I didn't bash my husband as a preacher. And the only questions I had were between me and God. Why God, when God, how God, and how He responded to me. I put it in writing. And I would talk to Him like I'm talking to you. And it was every day, every weekend, every Sunday experiences that I've had. And so the exciting, I think there's some, you might get a couple of tears, you might get some excitement, you're going to get some laughter because God has a sense of humor,
Of
especially if
course.
He chose me to be a preacher's wife. It had to be something funny going on. So it's little short stories. It has scripture and it has reflections and it also has parts that you can journal. So if the story I wrote made you feel some type of way, you had some aha moments, there's a place to write your own story in the book. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. So
Hmm.
I know I do want to circle back to what I said earlier. So, you
Okay.
know, why do you, in your experience, not from just being an author, but also being a reader as well,
Hmm.
why do you think a lot of Christian authors catch a lot of flack?
I guess because there could be too churchy in the book. You might people might feel condemned because they don't have your views in it.
Ah,
And then you might be a writer that's not living what you wrote. And, or the book will flip flop or say, okay, if I were you, I'd do this, but God said do that.
right.
Start flopping, and you have to look at the person and the books that they wrote before they did the book or after. They call them self-help books. Some self-help books make you feel bad because this not helping me by telling me how bad I am. I
Right.
need to know how can I do better. You don't have to keep reminding me of hell all the time.
Exactly.
Let me know the other side. So I think a lot of those self-help, and then there's what's the word, common knowledge. A lot of them you write things that people already know. Like if
Right.
I want to write about prayer, you can say I know everything there is to know about prayer.
Right.
Yeah. And so that is too, you have to write something that's not evergreen, um, something that will intrigue them, but not too doom and gloom. And please, I didn't buy this book to go to hell. I bought it so I can reach another level and enjoy life on earth now.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of those books I read do have that damnation, hellfire, and brimstone. Like, oh, wait a
Mhm.
minute. I thought this was going to tell me how to reach higher heights or something. What's up
Yes.
with that?
Yeah. And people stop reading in the middle of the book, or they'll go straight to the back of the book and say, let's see what the conclusion is. Yeah.
Without reading the introduction.
Yeah. Hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. That's real crazy. And now we do share a common a common person a person in common with share commonality. That's Miss Annette West. Um,
Hmm.
so how does she help you as far as getting things in order and helping
Wow.
you develop this story?
Wow. I mean, I came in, she had a course called Jumpstart Your Writing. And that right there would let you know if you want to write. Do you think you should be writing? A lot of us don't think that our story is worthy of reading, but she takes you through this course. It's 4 hours, it's 2 hours, 2 Saturdays in a row, and she gives you a little test run of what you write and give you the basics. It's just like in school when they tell you to write an essay. So we write a short essay. She asks questions, and after that, she offers her program to walk you through your book and become a self-publisher. And she gives you a blueprint, and you follow it step by step. And you meet with her. I think we met twice a month, and you have an assignment. You need to do this, but you have to want it. You have to stay on it because she give you a timeline to work backwards. So I wanted my book to be published November 1st, and I started with her in April. So we worked backwards, and she told
Wow.
me how to do my cover, table of contents, and all the basics, the outside of the book first, because I've already written the content, and then you go to the editor, and then a couple of rounds with the editor, and then you send it to the publishing place that you want, like KDP on Amazon, or you could send to DigiPod, whoever you wanted to.
Right.
And she lets you know the cost of each step as you go, getting your Library of Congress number, your copyright information, all that. She walks you step by step all the way through. And
Wow.
if you pay attention, you keep your deadlines, you'll make it. And she's right there for you. She didn't hesitate to answer any questions I had. Or if I say something, I told her I submitted the book. She said, no, 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 it's not ready. It's not ready. But I used the wrong word. She thought I had clicked the button. before she got a chance to review it. So she was very helpful. And I mean, wow, she's introduced me to two other authors. So I'm also a co-author in an anthology called the 30 Daughters Devotional. And I'm
Oh
also
wow.
a co-author in a book that's going to Ghana. It's a testimonial of trials and tribulations that we have gone through to let those women know that in America we go through similar situations, and so
Right.
it's similar but so different across the world. So I was a co-author before I came an author, working with Dr. Annette West. She introduced me to people like she introduced me to you.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. That's and yeah, I could tell by the the way that you speak of her with such
Mhm.
reverence that she was very not only instrumental in helping you get you started, get your book out there, but also being that person that was instrumental with for you on every
Yeah.
step of the way. You know, I think it's important as a
Yes.
self-published author that you have those people around
Mhm.
you to be able
Yes.
to help you on that journey because being a self-published author, because I'm one myself, is
Mhm.
you know
It was not easy.
nope.
Nope.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Nope, it's not, because you want to throw in the towel, you want to give up. But if you have that person pushing you, and once you learn how to do it, you can teach someone else to do it. That's the good part about it.
Oh
You can
yeah.
tell them, no, don't do that. Nope, I think you need to do this. And if they stick with you, and Dr. Net is also a pastor as well. And so if most of the time God was in every conversation,
Exactly.
but she didn't push me. She didn't prod me. She didn't force me to do anything. I would call her. She said, "You've done that already." I was excited that I had somebody that was walking this with me, because
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think I would have gotten this far if I didn't meet her.
Right.
I mean,
Probably
it was
still be
all
in
perfect timing.
probably
Mhm.
still be in the inception stage. Like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do this or not.
Yeah. What am I gonna do with these journals? Just have a campfire or something. I don't know.
She said, "Have a campfire."
Yeah, but
That
I'm
was,
I'm excited.
I
It
know.
The
I
book
can tell. I can tell. You know,
it's not perfect, but it's great.
look,
It's great.
it doesn't have to be perfect for it to be great
That's right. That's
because because at the end of the day, the as long as the message
yeah.
reaches someone.
Hmm. I got a couple of phone calls from out of state of women that met my sisters and my stepdad, to tell me about the book, and they enjoyed it. And I have two, um, what do you call it when they write
Reviews.
reviews? I have two that I'm going to put in the book when I, you know, order the next set.
There
Mhm.
you go. That's what's that will most definitely get people to buzzing on it though.
Yeah, especially some previous authors that, yes, I'm excited still. Mhm.
I know you are. I know you are because I mean, like I said, like we both confirmed that this
Yes.
self publishing journey is not for the faint of heart.
No, no, no.
It's like you go through these ups and these downs and these ebbs
Hmm.
and flows, especially when you're putting out books and then you're still writing content for other books.
For other books. Hmm.
And then you said then you're doing the marketing on your own, you're doing the promotions on
Hmm.
your own. You're
Hmm.
basically you're a one man or one woman
One
show.
woman show. I know, and I've tried. I have tried. I haven't tried TikTok, but I try to do reels and Facebook posts and Instagram posts. And
Yes.
I have to remind myself that they might get tired of looking at it, but this is my job right now. I'm going to retire soon, and this is my new job. I'm going to promote my book
Yep.
and
It is
tell.
very important. I would say this to everybody that's listening or watching. It is very important to engage with people or your potential audience or your book. I know that I have been very much slacking on that, and I will admit that. But it is important for you to it is very important to engage with your audience, with potential readers on social media,
Mhm.
whether it's TikTok, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's um, Snapchat, or wherever social
Mhm.
media you use, it's important to engage with those people.
Mhm. Yeah. And my people are preachers' wives, and they are real sensitive, and they don't respond out loud well. Now, they'll click like and love and show emojis, but
Right.
very rarely will they post anything um, that would give someone else an idea of they're for or against something, because they have to maintain that for their husbands,
Exactly.
because a
Exactly.
lot of
Exactly.
husbands probably said, no, don't buy that book because she's probably saying some stuff that you don't need to hear. Or I might encourage one of them to stand up a little bit taller, and the husband does not want want the woman to just follow him and not anyone else. So I know there's some stigmatism with it. But even
Right.
if they buy the ebook and read it privately, that they would get some encouragement or get stimulated to pray more or activate their their it's a calling. It's not just, hey, you're going to be a preacher's wife. It don't, no. Mm-mm. It has to be a calling, because I
Right.
would have talked myself out of it. No.
If you had another chance to do so.
I would say, nope, wrong one. Not me.
I mean, I mean, and again, I think that's a job in and of itself
Mm-hmm.
because of the I would think the enormous amount of responsibilities that go with that.
Yes.
Not only are you're the second you're probably the second. I won't even say probably you're the second point of contact for people,
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes you're probably you're something, and in some cases you're the only point of contact
Mm-hmm.
for some
And,
people.
yeah. And you have to be that, you can't be that glass figurine that sits on the shelf that nobody can touch, that nobody can talk to. And that's I didn't want. I want to be approachable. I want the young people, the older people, all of them to be able to talk to me. And I said, oh, that's the first lady. We can't touch her. She's untouchable. We can't talk to her. She's all
Wow.
up there like that. No, ma'am.
Wait a minute.
It's not all.
There's people that still act that way.
Yes. The matching hat, shoes, the bling is like, no, I am walking in my essence of preacherisms. No,
In other
but you
words, no
can't reach
touching.
the people.
Wow. So basically, you're just there for show, but you don't want to make yourself accessible to people.
No. And that's not what I wanted. So that's what I wrote about, because when those things would happen to me, I said, Lord, no. Uh-uh. How can I help someone if you feel like you can't speak to me because you think I'm all high and mighty, or I might know more scripture than you? I didn't read the Bible from the front to the back. Matter of fact, I wasn't even going to church until I met my husband. So I'm just like you. I'm learning every day. I just sit in the front. That's all.
Exactly. I'm just that person that sits in the front.
That's it. I'm just that person that's sitting in the front. Yeah.
Now,
And that's my story for, yeah. That's my
how important is it as a first lady to be approachable, to be touchable, to be a point of sometimes the only point of contact for people? How important is that for you to be for people to be able to reach out and say, "Hey, I can touch her, I can speak to her, I
Mhm.
can have a conversation with her."
To me, that's very important. It's very important because the pastor, the preacher cannot get to everyone. And some young women, older women, children, some young men, they don't feel like they can talk to the pastor. They need that next person. So I like to call the first lady the leading lady, because she has to be able to lead the flock as well. Those stragglers, the one that feel like they don't have enough courage to go to the front of the church or shake the pastor's hand. I don't want to just be standing there all frigid and they walk by and
Right.
they're hurting. So it's important that somebody could come up to me and ask a question, even if it's simple as what time is Sunday school, or how are you doing today? Because there's so many people sitting in the church hurting. They might not be crying because of the spirit hit them. They might be crying for some other reason. And and you have to feel that. The spirit has to connect. And so it's important that she's not just a showpiece, that trophy wife. No,
Wow. Whew.
that's not. It's important that she is able to get down in the trenches, get dirty, sweep and mop, cook a hot dog, whatever it is. My nails, they're going to get done, but that doesn't mean I can't work. I can use my hands. I can listen. I can sweep. I've done it all. I could work in the children's church or the daycare. It's important because I'm an extension of my husband.
There
So
you go.
we have
That
to feel it. Hmm.
that's me. That said you said a lot right there. To to be affable, to be approachable, to be touchable, to be
Hmm.
someone that's that second person that you can talk to just in case someone is not really up to or really is apprehensive about speaking to the pastor or something like that. That's important.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. There's boundaries. I know my boundaries. I
Right.
know when
Right.
I need to say, I think you need to go talk to the deacon, not me.
Exactly.
He has boundaries. But there are a lot of young people, young women that need direction, and they look at the pastor's wife as a role model in the community because there's no Michelle Obama walking down our streets. There's no Condoleezza Rice or um, uh, what's our vice president name? What's his,
Kamala
Kamala,
Harris.
Kamala, Kamari,
Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Yep.
Oh, forgive me, Jesus. These women are not walking up and down our streets. So the leaders in the community, the lawyers, the doctors, the preacher's wife, us women like that are who they see. So there's a standard. Not perfect. I wear tennis shoes just about every day. You see it, my hair is not all prim and prissy all the time. And I want to be common to them
Right.
with boundaries. There's
There you
boundaries.
go. I like that.
Mhm.
Common to people, common but with boundaries.
Yes,
I like
common
that.
with boundaries. Hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about that your journey as a preacher's wife, and we'll also talk about how this translates to your book. You
Hmm.
know, I know that that you're, as we talked about, we are, everybody knows that you are the wife of a pastor,
Hmm.
and we talked about a little bit that in itself carries a lot of weight and a lot of responsibilities.
Hmm.
Probably a lot more than what we can discuss tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know,
Mhm.
and you said it was something that you really didn't want to be
No, no,
initially.
no. Um,
Why not?
well, me and my husband is like country mouse, city mouse. I was raised in New York, and he was raised here in Mississippi. So it had to be divine intervention to pull us together. So we know that had to be God right there to pull us together. And my life was, I was a New Yorker and I did everything that New York did. I had some issues with addiction and I'll say not homelessness, but hopelessness. I had some things going on in my life, and so that's how I wound up in Mississippi. I had an addiction, and I went to rehab when a little while after I got to Mississippi, and that's where I met my husband at a party that they were having in the drug rehabilitation for the women and the alumni that had already gone through the program, gotten sober, and was living, the best they could. And that's how we met. So I had no idea about preachers, preachers' wives, or church or anything. I was a drug addict from New York City who was trying to get her life together and get right. And when I met my husband, he would take me to meetings, real nice, mannerable. He's a nice, he's not a country man, but he's a yeah, he's a country man. I'll just put it like that. And it was like two opposites, and we came together, and he helped me stay sober long enough to accept Jesus Christ in my life. He wasn't a preacher when I met him. He was not. And we would go to church, and he said, "You know what? We need to get married." Why? He said, "Because the preacher always talking about we shacking." I said, "Okay, sure. I'm crazy. Why you want to marry me?" He said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." So we got married and started going to church. And I think we were married about 4 years, and we had children. And then one day I was the secretary in the church, and he came up to the front. You know how you come up to the front for prayer or to be baptized? He came up there, and I'm asking, so you come for prayer? He said, "No, I'm come for my calling. Jesus called me into the ministry." That just blew my mind.
Bomb drop.
Bomb drop. First of all, my vocabulary is not that good. That's all right. I use smaller words instead of big words. My vocabulary, my attitude, everything about what a preacher wife is not. That's what I was. And I'm like, "Why, Lord?" And that's when I start writing. Why? What are you doing? I rebelled for a whole year. I would do anything and everything to change his mind. Nope.
You want to get up out of that for real. You want to get up out of that for real.
Because I wasn't ready to be what I saw my stepmother and other women. I didn't want to be that, with the outfits and the sitting there all pressed together like they were scared to breathe, and they didn't say anything. They didn't teach any classes. They didn't do anything. They just sat there, and I didn't want to be that. Wow. I didn't want to change my friends. I didn't want to be looked at as trying to be perfect. I want to just be raggedy me. That's what I wanted. But that's not what God wanted. Nope. And that's when I started writing, because every day I would ask God, "Why did you do this to me?"
Just flat out ask why.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I ain't too rap tight, God. You really want me to do this right now? You really want me to be here right now?
And I think I got a chapter in here that says, "Who signed me up for this?"
She said, "Who signed me up for this?"
I think it's something like that. Let me see. I think it is. Yeah. Chapter 3, "Who signed me up for this?" And I wrote about that. I'm like, and then the stories in the Bible that relate to my situation, like Joseph, his brothers didn't like him, threw him in the well, then sold him, and then he became all that, and they had to go back and ask him. And that's how I felt. Like, come on now, I didn't ask for this job. Who signed me up for this? Yeah.
You read the job description and you look at you like, this don't match.
And that's how it started. But I get God's plan, his purpose, his divine intervention. That's his business, and I just stay out of his business.
Exactly.
I could have been.
They went out the way.
I could have been a drug addict, still in New York, maybe deceased, maybe not, but hopeless and helpless, homeless. I could have been all that, but
right,
it was something else he had. So once I realized that this is what he wants for me, I embraced it.
After rebelling for a whole year.
I mean, I was jacked up. Like, I tried. But my husband didn't give up on me. He didn't give up on me. And so now I'm with him. I support him. I went back to school. I got 2 degrees, working on a third one, working on a PhD, just so I can know when he opens that Bible and talk and somebody asks me about the scripture or something that I can relate. I don't want to be like, I don't know where Genesis is. What you mean? Genesis, what is that? So I went back to school so I can support him and be there. And we a package deal, but I'm not the first lady that don't know anything.
Right.
And I don't try to be the pastor. I don't try to be the leader. I stay in my lane. But
There you
I'm gonna back them up if they say, "Well, what scripture is that?" And if I know it, I'm gonna raise my hand.
go. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Then when you said that rebelling for a whole year, I'm like, she did that for a whole year.
a
I
year.
probably would have lasted a what?
He didn't give up on me. I was just terrible.
Like, God, you
Mhm.
really want me to do this? I mean, I'm asking you again because I mean, I see the job description. I'm looking at me and though they don't match.
It don't matter. It was uh preacher's wife or back to New York drug addict. But I
This or that, right?
expedited. It's this or that. Oh, hey, what you was doing before wasn't that great, Sharon. So come on, it could have been worse, you know.
Take a
But
chance already.
yes, I made it out of the Bronx, so leave me alone.
Exactly. Anybody that can make it out to BX is a okay in my book.
Yes, but I'm glad I submitted to God and submissive to my husband. But he respects the difference, and I respect his leader. I mean, he's awesome. He's a provider, and it's better than what I was. No,
What you were dealing
mm-mm.
with initially.
Yes, yes.
So what lessons or what life lessons does this book teach? Does this book teach or what encouragement does it give to women who are aspiring to be there, or even women who are already that and are wanting to understand what their purpose is?
Okay, this book will inspire them to pray more with power, not just those little bitty prayers. If God put you in a position that was preordained for you, you're going to have to pray your way through. This book will inspire them to go through some of the things they're going through and come out on top because it could be worse. It will inspire them to respect themselves, respect their husbands, respect the church, and also give God honor because you could have been married to somebody who was somebody else. But it
Right.
lets women know that these things are happening to us, around us, but we have to push through and let other women know it's okay. It's okay because we're still human. We're going to cry. We're going to laugh. We're going to be upset. We're not going to like everything that happens to us. So it inspires preachers' wives and future preachers' wives to walk it out, to walk it out.
Put on
That's
the
it.
run, put on the walking shoes, and let's go.
And walk it out. And if it's not for you, God will let you know. You're not supposed to stay in a relationship where you're getting abused, whether you're a preacher wife or not. Or
Right.
if you are not going to obey to the level of being complete as a married couple, don't. If you still gonna go out and do your thing and clubbing and that's not what he wants or it's against what the church believes, get out. Don't stay in it and play with it. Don't play with it because God ain't playing.
Man, man, you know
He ain't
what?
playing.
I've seen that happen a couple times. You,
Mm-hmm.
you do that just for the prestige or the clout, and then
Mm-hmm.
it backfires.
It backfires. You wind up with zero, and then your name is scandalized because some of these things are workable. You can work through it. You
Right.
can. And if it's counseling that you need or a restart, look, forgiveness, all that, but it can be done. You don't have to sit in it and not share it. So they should share their story with somebody.
That's it. I love that. I love that because that's relevant,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the world we live in at this point,
Mm-hmm.
this juncture.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we need more of those types of stories.
Yes.
Things that can inspire us,
Mm-hmm.
or better yet, kind of call us to an action, or better yet, something
Yes.
that'll just make us look at ourselves as like, hey,
Yeah.
this This ain't who you supposed to be.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror.
Yeah. You got to make a decision because you can't play both sides because it'll catch up to you. And
Yeah,
if you want to be true to yourself, it'll catch up to you. I am a Christian life coach, and I love talking to women. I mean, not telling them what to do, not prescribing medication, not telling them to leave their husbands. What do you want? What do you want at the end of the day? How do you want to feel? And what are you going to do to get to that point? That's it.
something
Mhm.
that I like how you put that. And I like how you said it because to me that the one word that comes to mind is accountability.
Yes. Hmm. What do you want? Hmm.
And, and where and one thing I'll say to people, okay, if you ain't gonna be accountable on earth, God gonna hold you accountable when you get up there.
Yeah, yep. If you're a believer, you okay. Don't play with God because I tried for a whole year. Got whooped up.
Probably more than whooped. Probably had more than one or two stern talking to.
Oh
Every
yes,
two.
and that's worse than a mama whooping. I don't care how many switches coming. That Jesus whooping is tough because it's a mental thing. And
Man,
you
look,
know
I
when
know
they
you don't
say
want to do this, but I'm gonna throw you in here. I'm gonna throw you off the deep end anyway. Sink or swim.
that's it, you gotta be ready.
Oh, sure. Well, if you ain't
Mhm.
ready, he'll make sure that you are ready.
Yes, but
You know,
I see the my good days outweigh my bad days. And
indeed,
yeah.
indeed. And
Mhm.
I think this is going to be important for a lot of younger women, and also women who are already wives to pastors
Mhm.
or ministers. Because
Mhm.
it's kind of if I'm thinking about this right, it kind of gives them. It's not necessarily a blueprint,
Mhm.
but it's kind of like that a gentle guide, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yes. And some of their stories might be exactly the same as
Exactly.
mine, but their ending might have been different, or the dates, times, and places, but the same feelings. The same feelings. Everybody wants to be loved and appreciated. And sometimes, as a pastor's wife, you sharing your husband with 50, 60, 300, 1,000 other people. You got to stand firm against all those hugs and accolades and gifts. When they look at you, like, you
We
have
don't
to be
care.
able to stand
Yeah,
and smile and keep going. You have to be able
because
to
because
hold
there's a
up.
lot with that.
Yeah.
A lot that goes with that. Because he's like
Oh,
you have to
courage.
overlook stuff.
Hmm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
how
And
can somebody just do that and just sit there and just be like, it's okay?
mm-mm. No, that New York could come out every now and then. You're gonna get a side eye. You're gonna get that side eye. It's saying that, okay, make sure God is with you before I get with you.
Exactly.
Because I've learned how to um, voice my concerns in a nice way.
Right.
That's not appropriate. And after a while, you'll know. Don't test me. Don't push me. Don't tease me. Don't work that side of the sanctuary like that. Because I'm okay with pulling you to the side and saying, "Are you okay?" I'm not. I'm some
Yeah,
type of way, and I need to talk about it. Mhm.
that's that Bronx right there. So that's that Bronx is right there. I gotta ask you
But
this. From Miss from Bronx, New York to Mississippi. How how much of a culture shock was that for you?
it was huge. It was huge. In the beginning, I was still numb because when I got off the plane, I probably was like high as a kite when I got off the plane. So by the time I sobered up and realized where I was and that everything turned dark at 10 o'clock, everybody got up at 5 o'clock. And I came to my father's house, and he was a pastor of a church. And so he had his wife and three daughters. I didn't fit the mold at all. So it was definitely a culture shock. Getting up, going to church, sometimes 4 times a week. Um, we always had to go to the beauty shop and be dressed alike, and we had the Bible study every day. And then I came here maybe weighing 100 pounds. I gained 30 pounds in a month because they eat all day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, pies, cakes. What's that? Greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You go down
Yeah,
here. Oh, you go. They go. You
it
go
was a
eat.
culture shock,
You go
but
eat. You go eat now. You go eat coming down here.
but it was still, the drugs were still here. So I found them after, I think, maybe a couple of months. I found
Yes.
out where they were. So by the time I got over the culture shock of, all right, I'm stuck here. What am I gonna do now? I can't get back to New York. I don't have any money, and I'm gonna stay here. And I think that didn't last long because I woke up one day and decided I needed help, and I went to rehab
There
on my
you go.
own. Yeah, but yes, it was definitely a culture shock.
But that in and of itself is a story. Is a story to tell as well.
Oh yeah, but I'm thinking about writing about that one and calling it from dealer to disciple. That's something
That's
I want to talk. Yeah, and
that's a good title.
yeah, and
That's a really
use,
really good title.
what is that when you use a fictitious name?
Oh, pet name.
Yeah, use somebody else's name. Let the story be about some other guy, but it'll be my story that will actually happen to me. But I want to write that it happened to this other guy instead
Sound
of
that's
a
I
woman.
like that.
Mhm,
I like that. I say go
mhm.
for that. Go
Yep,
for it.
I'm thinking about that because
That,
that was 15 years of that,
wow.
and so that, yeah,
It's a long time.
that's a long time. But I always talk about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I don't smell like smoke.
Yes.
I don't smell like smoke.
You
I've
can
been
sit in
through
that
the
fire, but
fire.
you ain't gonna smell like smoke walking out of it. That is encouraging. That is encouraging right there.
Hmm.
So
That's it.
the one
What?
thing I do want to ask you, like, so what is one thing? So if you were in a crowd, so if you were, I want to say a crowd, if you were in a room full of women who are preachers' wives or women who are aspiring to be preachers' wives, what are 5 things that you would tell them?
Okay, 5 things. Number one, trust God. Number two, respect your husband. Number three, don't lose your identity. Number four, be a wife first. Be a wife. Have a wife life. Be a
There
wife.
you, I
Yeah,
like that wife life.
wife life. Yeah. And number five, if you have children or not, you know, raise your children because he's busy. He's busy. You're gonna have to be that woman to raise them children while he's out there going everywhere, everywhere. He's still part of the family. He's still disciplined. He still supports and provides, but you will have more time with them children than he will for a long time.
Wow, I like that. Have a
Mhm.
wife life.
Have a wife life. You still gonna cook, clean, and most preachers' wives have a job now.
Yep.
They work full time. Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, off the top of my head, I wasn't expecting that question, but I think I'm gonna have to write that down. So if somebody asks me that again,
oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
yes, yes.
The one thing that we talked, you mentioned one of the more important was, um, well, all 5 of them were important,
Hmm.
but I think one of the ones that's the most important really is making sure that you still have your identity.
Yes. Don't lose your identity.
How difficult is that to lose your identity in all the hoopla of being a pastor's wife?
You lose your identity when you try to compare yourself to that other pastor's wife. That other pastor's wife, either the one that's doing good or the one that's doing bad. Don't lose your identity. Be your own pastor's wife. You have your own talents, your own skills, your own attitude and all about your own look. Don't try to look like them, be like them. Don't run your household like theirs. Well, this is what I do. No, your house is not run like my house, and I'm not going to have somebody else telling me how to run my house. Don't lose your identity. You are smart. You are beautiful. You have a lot going for you. Don't let the other women try to teach you how to be like them, because there is some cliques. There's some preacher wives cliques, and you'll have to fit in them. And if you don't fit in them, you'll be cast aside when they have their little programs, when they have their little gatherings. If you don't act, dress, talk, or move like they move, you're not in a clique. Don't lose your identity. Be able to stand with the best, the worst, the small churches, the big churches. Don't lose your identity. Be still you, because when the lights go off and it's just you and him, you still have to be you.
Exactly,
Yep.
man. So, it's fine. So
Mhm.
basically, just be who you be.
Be who
Not don't
you
worry
be.
about all that other stuff.
Mm-mm. Nope. I mean, stay beautiful, stay clean, stay whatever it is that he married you for, stay that first. Wife life, stay that. God gonna fill in the blanks.
Yeah,
God will fill in the blanks.
but those that clicky stuff though. Oh, yeah, that's like I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh, that
I've
type of
been.
stuff is like so. I
Mhm.
don't know. I won't say cliche to me, but it's like why though?
Yeah,
All that clicky stuff. I mean, and if
yeah.
even if you're not accepting it, I mean that the way I look at it, if you're not accepting that click, that doesn't diminish who you are.
No, that's why it's good not to lose your. Be able to be there and still have your identity. You don't have to dress like. You don't have to shop where they shop. You don't have to run your house like they do, and they'll put you down if you don't have a. If you're not educated, or you haven't spoke, or you can't sing. Oh my God! If you can't play the piano, or you can't do some churchy stuff, you're not in that clique. You're in the other clique. If you don't speak in tongues, or you don't, run or lay out, you're not in that clique. No, no.
That's
Create your own clique. You
that's
yourself.
weird. That's weird to me. That's
It's
so weird to
it's
me.
so real. That's another thing in my book. Be yourself, but not really. That is what chapter is that? I don't know. Be yourself, but not really. That's chapter 8.
Wow.
Just be yourself. Just be yourself. But don't wear those stockings, and those heels are too high, or that lipstick is too red. But be yourself.
Wow. That's
No, no,
I find that weird that
no.
a lot of those things, a lot of that stuff has criteria that wasn't even made, that wasn't even
It's
that
not biblical. It's not
yeah,
scripture.
that God would never approve of.
No. And don't take one scripture and make it fit that silliness, because it's not real. No. Mm-mm. No.
Like so I guess so you gotta play the piano, you gotta lay hands, you gotta speak. Uh, where in the Bible does all that criteria even
I don't know.
I ain't see it either.
You say lay hands in the Bronx, we fighting.
See,
Yeah. That's what that means.
see,
See, it's not
Di-
scripture. It's no basis to it.
different translations.
Yeah. And you can't judge me or tell me I'm less Christ-like if I don't worship the same way you do. And so that was different for me too. Oh,
But why? But it's funny how you. It's funny how you're how if sometimes if you operate outside of the box,
hmm. Yeah, you in that.
you know where I was going with that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't have any corners. I'm in a circle. I never fit in the box. I didn't fit in the box when I got here. So I had to create a circle, a triangle, something.
The round peg in the round peg in the square hole.
Mhm. But I established my um, position among them, and that's it.
There
And
you go.
yeah.
and you can stand on your own. You can stand on your own too,
That's
without
right.
having anybody to
Hmm.
give you a yay or nay.
Yep, that's it. Hmm.
Real important, guys. Real important. Be able to stand on this. This not only goes to someone being a preacher's wife or anything. This goes to just life in general. Be able to stand on
Yes.
your own too,
Yep. Be able to
without
stand.
searching
Hmm.
for approval from people, or better yet,
Hmm.
you know, looking to see if someone's gonna be like gonna pick you on a team, because most times you're not gonna get picked.
No, and that with the writing also, I hesitated in the beginning, even with Dr. West in the beginning, that who's going to read it? Who even cares what the preacher's wife says? So I struggled with that in the beginning with the writing, and like, why why would they want to read it? And until I just heard, who cares? Somebody will read it. Just write it anyway.
Exactly.
Just write it.
Somebody's gonna catch the message and
Somebody.
they're gonna run with
Hmm.
it.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, why?
Hmm.
If it's on your heart like that, man, why not just put it out there?
That's right. And get some support, get some help. I
Yeah,
know I couldn't have done it by myself, so get
man.
some help, get some support. Even if you're self-published, you can still do it with help. As long as somebody that's helping you don't want to take over, change your voice, they want their name up in lights and all that. That's not self-publishing. That's stealing.
Publishing. That's
Hmm.
basically just now that person's an actual publishing entity.
Yeah, and you owe them some money.
Exactly.
Like my son did the cover for me, and he charged me $30. I said, after all the Pampers I had to put put you
Put you
through
in, brother. You gonna charge me $30 for some artwork?
for for some clip art.
Exactly. I mean, $30. I mean,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure he probably gave some explanation. Well, this is graphic design. It's
yeah,
complicated.
yeah. But
That's point and click. Stop.
I asked him to draw the cover for the book about the drugs,
Okay.
because he can draw. He has a picture of his friend looking in the mirror. His friend is 17. Reflection is an 80-year-old man. And it
Ooh.
says, "You've seen too much." And I want him to do that cover for me. And
Wow.
I said, "How much you would charge me?" He said, I forgot what he said. And I said 30%. And then he said, "No, 2%." So I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna screenshot that 2%. He said.
So when he give you a price that ain't what it is,
Mm-hmm.
you said 2%, brother. Here it
2%.
is, right here on his phone.
Yeah. But
Man,
that's the cover I would use for that. I've been thinking about it, but I just hadn't gathered the information. Got bits and pieces here and there of the story of the addiction. Hmm.
I say write it, man. That's gonna be a very interesting read. But I
Hmm.
also believe that this book that you have currently now is
Hmm.
not only an interesting read, but also an informative one as well. I
Hmm.
think any woman that's either that's currently a preacher's wife or is aspiring to do that with
Hmm.
the person that they're involved with now,
Yeah.
they can take some lessons from that.
Yeah.
Take some knowledge from that.
Yeah.
You know,
Because it's
you've
all
been
of
in the
it is
trenches with it.
real.
You've been in the trenches for years now.
And it's real. It's nothing made up in there. Those were actual conversations that I had with God about the situation. But I always ended up with the winning side
There you
of
go.
it. It always, the end of it never was doom and gloom, like, oh Lord, I don't want to be no. Nope. I ended each chapter with on a high note with still questions. I
Right,
did have questions to get to the next level.
right.
Mhm.
But then when you probably ask your question, do I really have this in me?
Yes, God, please. I just learned how to be a mother. Now you want me to be a wife, a preacher wife? I
Hold
just learned
on.
how to get these boys to school on time.
Exactly. Hold on. That's an overload.
I know I would cry. I would cry. And I'd sit there, I'd stay up. And then I was like, you know what? I'm tired of fighting this. I'm tired. Just
Got to
give
that
up.
point. Got to that point, huh?
Yep. I'm tired. I don't want to fight
White
this.
flag.
Yeah, white flag, the Bible and the flag on Jesus. Jesus.
I give up.
Yep.
You got it.
Yep.
Let's if we gonna do this, let's do this, okay?
Yes. And just show me the way. Teach me how to do it right. Teach me how to do it with grace.
In class,
Yes, in
in
class.
honor,
Yes. Let me,
and,
yeah.
and fealty.
And still keep me, because they probably say, what is that? In did Sister Rand come up here with some dreads? Yes,
What?
yes, she did.
That's not preacher's wife material. What? Why it ain't?
No.
But why?
But
But why it ain't?
it lets younger women come in and let them know it ain't about the hair. It ain't
Exactly.
about, it's not about that hat. You know, if you want to wear Prada, you could afford it, wear it. But if you start mimicking those other ones and dressing and looking, you will lose yourself. You will have nothing that's yours.
Exactly. You're gonna lose yourself in the substance of obtaining things and
Yeah.
not
Mm-hmm.
and
You won't
not
do
being
this.
not the substance of being who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think being who you are has more substance than the things that you acquire.
Mm-hmm. It's all decent and in order, as long as
There
I'm
you
not,
go. Yeah,
crazy, crazy with it.
I love those two words, decent
Mm.
and in order.
Yep, it's decent and it's in order. It's not spiked and red coming down the middle of my
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
Yeah.
So someone did have a question.
Oh,
So
someone's okay.
what role has extended family played in your life, and do have they gotten a shout out in your book?
I'm trying to think. Yes, my stepmother has a shout out. My husband has a shout out. A couple of preachers. I say the word preacher. I didn't give them their name, but
Right.
if they read it, they would know with them. Um, let me see. And my sisters. One of the ladies at church said, "I know you wrote about me." I said, "No, I didn't. You got on my nerves, but not enough for me to put you in this book."
Oh my God.
Mhm.
No,
She
you did
swear.
not go.
She said when she get her copy, she gonna highlight everything that she thinks pertains to her.
Ooh,
Let me see.
there's probably gonna be a lot of stuff she gonna highlight.
Yeah, I think my husband, my father, my sisters, my stepmother. Yes, and then yeah, because some of the situations involve them and them talking to me.
Right,
And so I have a
right.
sister. One sister became uh, ordained minister after I became a preacher's wife.
What?
She was in the military, drill sergeant, came out, and now she's an ordained minister in North Carolina. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
Hmm.
up. You know,
Yeah. And yeah.
so many
So,
positive things that come from stuff like that. I mean,
mhm,
you, like I said, just from talking to you tonight, man, it's just
mhm,
enlightened me about a lot of things. Because I know there are some. Uh, I do have a couple of friends that are the wives of pastors and things of that
mhm,
nature, um, and I think this is something that they could benefit from.
mhm,
You know,
yeah,
that they can really, really benefit from it. I'm most definitely going
mhm,
to recommend your book to them and say, hey,
yeah.
look, I interviewed this wonderful lady on my show, man. She has this book. I want you to check it out, man. It might be
Mhm.
beneficial. It probably could be very beneficial to you.
And they could write their own story because there's space in there to write where they can put what happened to them in similar situations, and they could start their own book about their journey. And the name of my company is Sharon's Journey, and it includes being in New York and here as a preacher's wife. So I kind of combined them into one business so I can reach more than just the preacher's wife. I'm just getting started, so but I'm
Starting
working
with
towards
you are
getting people
wow.
together.
You are on the right. You're on a great path. I'll say that.
Mhm. Thank you, thank you.
You know, It
Yes.
takes a lot for a person to come from one end of the extreme and get to us, so get to the place that you are
Hmm.
now.
Yeah. And I consider it as a second chance. You know, people say, God gave me a second chance. He gave me 3, 4, 7, 9, I don't know how many.
A bunch.
And a bunch. And once you get that that passion and that energy back that you from your first love of what you know that's really deep down inside of you, you can go with it. You
Exactly.
can go with it. But you have to find it. You have to, you know, um, find it and then like a cocoon, what do you call it with the butterfly?
A
You're already
cocoon.
slimy, grummy, and then you
Yeah,
gotta let that
that right there,
butterfly
that's
out.
all the nasty
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, let it out. You don't already been through it. No, you don't have to go back to it, but remember where you came from
That's
and
it.
express
That's
it, tell it. So hopefully I hope they do get it and they enjoy it and they realize that they're not alone. That yes, somebody else has gone through it, or if it's worse or better, or if you feel it getting to that, you know what to do.
there
You know
you go.
where to go.
And that is of import. That is
Yeah.
a
You
very
know
big import. So
You know where to find it in the scripture.
there
Just
you go.
change the name. You might not, you might be Deborah, you might be Ruth, you might be whatever one of them ladies in there. Yeah, put yourself in that position.
Yep.
Naomi, whoever, just put yourself in that position and see if God brought them through, he can get you through it too.
Whew. Won't he do it?
Won't he? Won't he do
Won't he do
it?
it? So Sharon, I'm gonna give you this opportunity right now to give yourself a shameless plug. I want you to tell everybody from our listening and viewing audience, who you are, the name of your book, where they can find that book at, and um, if you have like a positive word
Okay.
to say to our audience, um, I'm gonna. This is your opportunity to do that right now.
Hi, my name is Sharon Rand. I'm the pulpit wife. I am the author of God Whispers to the Preacher's Wife, and I'm the co author of the 30 Daughters devotional and also a testimonial going to Ghana. I have a website, www.pulpitwife.com, where I offer coaching, Christian wife life coaching. I have a course that's available in January where I talk about prayer, the epic prayer model. Pray with expectancy, with purpose, and consistency. And I would love to sit down and talk with you about preachers' wives and the expectations of what God has predestined you to do. And I'm excited about this journey in my life. And you are welcome to contact me at my website. There's a link for you to send a message about a free consultation, and it's www.pulpitwife.com. I am on Instagram, Pulpit Wife. I'm on Facebook, Pulpit Wife, and I'm on Twitter, The Pulpit Wife. So that's a big title for a little woman, but I am willing and ready to help you on your journey as a preacher's wife and also as the preliminaries of being a self published author. And I would love to sit down and help you, inspire you, um, encourage you, stimulate you to continue to be who you are and not lose your identity. Stay true to yourself and trust God on everything. On
Yes,
everything.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Man, I love that. I love that. I love that. So the last question I'm going to ask you before we conclude tonight is this is something that I always ask any guest that comes on. You know, we everybody knows that life's a marathon, right?
Yes.
But but we're all running in different stages of that marathon. Some of
Mhm.
us could be at the beginning, to where we're just starting out. Some of us could be at the mid part of that marathon, to where
Mhm.
we're already at a good pace, and we're and we're moving and we're moving. Some of us are towards the end of that marathon to where the finish we're still at the same pace that we're going, but the finish line is in sight, and we're still going at that good pace toward that finish line. So if you thinking about your life from where you were to where you take from where you were in the Bronx, New York,
Mhm.
and then your journeys from there to Mississippi now matriculating to just someone who's as a recovering addict, but now a preacher's wife. Where do you see yourself in this particular marathon? Are you at the beginning of it? Are you at the middle part of it, or are you steadily going toward the finish?
I'm at the end of my beginning. That sounds strange. I have
Actually, it don't sound strange.
I've ended that. So that race has already been won. And now I'm beginning like a pass the baton,
Oh yeah, a relay
that
race.
relay. I'm in the relay. That hurdle, finished it, jumped it. And now the baton is passed in the relay to my new beginning. This is all new. This is the next phase of my life. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm 63 years old. And this is my beginning, my new birth, my rebirth, my revival, my regeneration. Once you find something that motivates you to move forward, move faster, move stronger, stronger than I've ever been. So I'm at the end of my beginning.
I
So
love that
that's
because
where I
I love that because a lot of people will say either middle, end, or beginning, but you're at the end of your beginning, and I like that because it does
am.
simplify, it does symbolize a
Mhm.
relay race. As
Yes,
one
a
as
relay.
one stage ends, another stage begins.
Hmm. Yeah.
I love that. That
So,
is
yeah.
so. That is so wonderful. I do love that so much. That is. Just let you know I'm still in that, but I will give you credit. I'm still in that, but I'm gonna give you credit first before I.
But hey, there's always say, preacher wife once told me she was at the end of her beginning, and they go, "What? What does that mean?"
Like, what are you talking about?
Just pull it to the relay race, giving them example, give them a picture in their mind, and if they ever tried to do a relay race, and give them the motions, and I'm passing it, and hey, long as you know who you getting it from and where you're taking it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The next
So
stage where you getting it, you taking it
the
to.
next stage. Yep, leave that
I,
behind. It's gone. It's done.
I love that.
Mhm.
I am still in that though, but I am going to give you credit
Good.
for it though.
Did you write it down? You got to write it down.
Oh, it's old people. Matter of fact, it was. I'm going to write it down. I was like, let me make sure I write it down the correct way too. Because
Yes.
if I post it out there on Facebook and then you look at it like that ain't what I said.
Nope. You use it however you want to, as long as they understand that the race is not given to the swift; it's given to the ones who endure.
Door,
You have to endure, and sometimes that's blood, sweat, and tears. You have
man.
to endure.
Life is not a sprint. It is a
Uh,
marathon, and
It's
marathons
a matter.
require endurance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stay girded up. Keep your word. Try to stay as healthy as you can, because you can't do anything if you're always sick, or go to the
Yeah,
doctor when you have to. But stay healthy and stay girded with
there
the
you go.
word. Hmm.
Love that, man. I love that, man.
Hmm.
Miss Rand, I thoroughly enjoyed talking with you tonight.
That's
Um,
good. That's good.
this has been something that's been enlightening for me. Um,
Good.
as someone who again who interviews authors from a large variety
Hmm.
of disciplines. From I've spoken to historical fiction writers and stuff like that, and it always comes back to everybody's answers about where they how they're motivated to write and things.
Hmm.
They all share a commonality of it.
Hmm.
Not It's not just the love of the writing; it's the love of wanting to reach people and help people.
Yes. Hmm.
And it always to me, and I see that every time when I talk to this, it's always that one commonality that connects
Mhm.
all of us as authors.
Yes.
We want to reach
We want to help.
people.
Yeah. If we get rich in the process, that's fine. But
Oh yeah,
our ultimate goal was to share so someone could, glean from it, grow from it. Yeah.
heal from it.
Heal. Yes. Heal from it.
Man, look, I love this. I love this so much, man. I am so
My
grateful. I am so grateful to have
Mhm.
grateful for you to come on tonight and just bless us with your presence and with your, with your words and your inspiring story of how you came from one end of the spectrum to get to this other end of the spectrum, and that now that part of that race is over, that baton's been passed, and now you're in the
Mhm.
beginning of your new stage.
New stage. And this
I
is going to
love
be
that.
some generational wealth. So my granddaughters can read this and see that their grandmother, she was a strong woman and that persevered and that kept pushing. And I am excited about doing this. This is my first podcast ever, my first
Ooh,
interview ever. And so
congratulations!
I'm
You made it through.
made it. I'm excited, and I can't wait to tell everybody that I was on the Trailblazer Radio,
Hey, most
and I will
definitely,
definitely
most
give
definitely.
a shout out
Oh,
to my
I
sister.
appreciate it,
Mhm,
man. It's really it's
mhm.
this is not possible. This is not possible without you being here. You're the person of the hour right now. So this is not possible if you're not here.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited, and I
Oh,
appreciate it because I got an opportunity to talk about it, to share it, my story, my book, some of the things going on with me now, and yep. So this has been all right. I'm just gonna say this was the bomb for me.
oh man, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now we got to see if we can get I can get Miss Annette to come on here.
Yes. She's powerful. She's awesome. She's awesome.
I might have to might have to browbeat her. I might have to browbeat her.
Yeah, she's so busy. She's so busy. This month, January, she's gonna be so busy. So busy.
Right, right.
Mhm.
I got it. But we'll figure that one out.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to her.
She'll
But
she'll come with it. Yeah.
exactly. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people in our viewing audience, man, I want to reintroduce to y'all Mrs. Sharon Rand, an author, a preacher's wife, but she's also an author, y'all. So please do me a big favor, man. Go to her website, and I've already put it out there. Put it in the comments. It's www.pulpitwife.com. If you want information on Miss Rand, or you just want to contact her um, for a free session and things of that nature, because she will help you and she'll put you right on the path. But also please don't forget she's also an author, guys. So please go pick up that book. It is available right now. Please go get it. I guarantee it's gonna be something that's gonna bless your life. Um,
Yes.
if you're a young lady or a woman um, who's married to a pastor or is aspiring to do that, go pick up this book. There are so many insights and there's so many insights in this book that will help you as far as navigating that. I call it a quote unquote minefield, but someone else could call it differently. But it'll help you navigate that and be able to still have your identity
Yes.
while navigating it. So
Yes.
go get that book, man. And I say this all the time as I have authors on here. Look, not only does purchasing a book help us as an author, but also leaving a review is the most important thing
Yes.
to us
You
as
were here.
authors. People who write, who are creatives, who use words to get out to who use written words to get our messages out to people. Reviews help us in so many ways.
Yes.
One of the more important ways is to it helps us to become better writers.
Yes.
Reviews, bad or good, help us to become better
Yes.
writers.
Yes. Yes. Bad or good.
So
That's
we welcome negative reviews. We may look at it a little funny, but we welcome those negative reviews because constructive criticism is always great.
We'll put it in the fine print.
Exactly. Exactly. I do that sometimes anyway. So, but reviews do help us though. They help us a lot. If just because you buy a book, that's cool.
Yeah,
But
the
please, if
review.
you buy it and you read it, please leave a review because I said those help us a lot as creatives. Because those reviews, we read, whether you guys believe it or not, we actually do read those reviews,
Hmm.
and we use those reviews to hone and perfect our craft.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times I've read a negative review and like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna file that away, but I'm
Hmm.
gonna use it to perfect my craft now.
Yes.
So go check her. She's on Facebook. Check her out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Man, look, she's all over social media. So go check her out. On all social media platforms. Also, like I said, go to our website. Go check out that website. If you guys, and again, check out the website. And just pay a visit to the website, and just say,
Yes.
just
Leave a comment. Hmm.
exactly, leave a comment. Say, hey, just passing through. Loved your website. Things of that nature. Stuff like that. Those things are very, 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 very welcome for, like I said,
Hmm.
for us as creatives, because this is we do this not only for the love of it. We do it more importantly, more for the love. We do it in one thing most important for the love of it, but also with the purpose and the true mission of wanting to reach out to people, reach out and touch, and help change a life, whether it's with one word or one sentence or one paragraph at a time.
Yes.
And for me, that's the greatest honor, to know that someone walks up to you and they say, you know, your story changed my life, or it had an impact on me that I thought it would never have. That's to for I think for me, and I know from Miss Sharon, that's the greatest compliment.
That's right. That's true.
I'll take that over, well, I do want money, but
Yeah.
that's a secondary thing.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. I want to be able to touch people,
Yeah.
reach, teach, and touch.
Yeah. That's a blessing right there to reach. That's a legacy that you're leaving. The money is going to be spent. The money is going to be thrown away. The money is going to go down. It's going to go to the light bill, whatever. But something you say or something they read will stick to them longer than those dollars will,
That's it.
because they could be, in a situation where that word would save their life. I
Yep.
remember what Frederick said. I'm out.
Mhm.
Hmm.
There you go. That's it. That's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude this episode of the Author's Alley with my guest, Miss Sharon Rand. Again, I want to thank her. So I want to thank her again for
Thank you,
being
thank you, thank you.
for coming onto the show tonight, just blessing us with her energy and her enthusiasm, as well as putting some great points out there about the importance of having identity as a preacher's wife, but also just being able to just you can bask in that, but you can also still remain who you are.
Yes. It's all about the wife
That's
life.
it. That's it. And like I said again, go to her website. It's www.pulpitwife.com. If you want to contact her, or if you just want to just check out the website to get some information. Also, her book is
Mhm.
available now, so go get that
Yes,
book.
now. It's
Don't
on Amazon
on
if you
Amazon. Don't
yep.
don't delay. Go get it right now. Don't delay.
Don't delay.
So,
I'll mail it to you. Sign it. I'll sign it. If you order it
see,
from my website, I'll sign it and send it to you.
did you hear that? Did you hear that? If you order it from her website, she will send it. Not only will you get the book, it will be a
Autograph.
personalized copy.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with a personalized copy of a book in your hand, y'all.
No. So when I get on Oprah, you can say, yes, I got her book.
Exactly. Yeah, I got it. Well, I knew it before she came over, but that's all
Yeah,
good. That's all well and good. But I got a signed copy before that. So
that's right. That's my
what
friend.
what
Fred.
what what Oprah getting is something that I already had for a while. Well, yeah, that's going to conclude this episode of the
Okay.
Author's Alley, man. And again, I want you guys to continue to like and follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're also on LinkedIn. Um, we're also on Twitch. every time we stream, it's on Twitch. So check us out on Twitch. Also check out our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We are all over social media, but we also have a website which is www.trailblazersradio.net. So check us out there. There's a lot of information on that website. Let you know about who we are, and also some upcoming events and stuff that we got going on as well. So with that being said, I do want to make this one announcement before we sign off tonight. I am very, very proud to say that on Saturday, January 14th of 2023, I will be holding a book release event in Atlanta, Georgia, for the release of my new poetry book called How I See It: The Perspective Soul. That I'm doing a release event in Atlanta, January 14th, Saturday. That's a Saturday from 5 to 7, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. There's information on my Facebook page. So if you guys check me out at Frederick Beatty on my Facebook page, you'll be able to see the event there. If you are local in the area, I would love for you to come out and come support. I would greatly appreciate that. And even if you're not local in the area, I mean, if you want a copy of the book, just you can contact me on Facebook, or contact me on Facebook via direct message, and let's talk about getting you a copy. Okay. So I'm proud to say that book release event is going to happen. So if you guys are local, like I said, I put an event out already on Facebook about that. So if you guys are wanting to come to that event, make sure you respond into the event, please and thank you.
Okay.
So, but I'm very proud. I'm very proud to announce that. So this, and without saying a lot of words to it, this book of poetry is probably one of how can I say this? Probably one of my more. It's not bad. What's the word I'm trying to find though? This poetry book is a lot rougher than the first one.
Oh, okay.
And what I mean by rougher, the cadence of my poetry is a lot rougher. Some of the things I talk about have an edge to them. So, it's still poetry, guys, but this is like more about how I see things, certain aspects of life, relationships, things. If you come to the event, I most definitely am going to say, recite a piece or two from the book. So make sure you guys, if you guys are in the area, make sure you guys come out and support. I would most definitely appreciate that. And make sure that you continue. Make sure you follow all of us, all of our hosts on their respective social media platforms as well. I forgot to say that. I don't know what any other announcements that we have. I think this point, I'm gonna have to confirm that, so I won't do that. But anyway, guys, and I'm being silly right now. Anyway, guys, that concludes this episode of the Author's Alley on Trailblazers Radio, man. Again, thank you to Sharon Rand for being here.
Welcome.
And blessing us with such a unique perspective on being a preacher's wife. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And as I always like to end every episode of the Author's Alley I put on here, I always want to throw these three things out here to everybody. So number one, take care of each other. Number two, love on each other. Last but most certainly not least, it is a very, very crazy world out here, y'all. So please, by all means, please be safe and be careful out there, y'all.
Yes,
we love y'all with the love of God. There's not a daggone thing you guys can do about that. And with that being said, we will see. The Author's Alley will see you guys next year with a new guest that I think you guys are gonna like and you're probably gonna be intrigued by. But on that note, that's gonna end this episode. once again, we thank y'all so very much for tuning in to us. We love y'all. We adore y'all. We appreciate you guys for listening and watching. So on that note, gonna see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.